I really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like, everybody they tiptoe around with this social media, but what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequence.
It all went down in a place you'd least expect, a valet parking lot. Bright lights, flashing cameras, and behind the luxury cars and tinted windows, two men face to face, hearts pounding, tempers flaring. No PR teams, no security barriers, just raw emotion and years of quiet tension boiling over into something very real. What happened next? It shook everybody, because this wasn't just a minor argument. This wasn't just awkward tension. This got physical. And the moment it did, someone called the police. Aaron Pierre and Iman Shumpert, two men who, just a year ago, had no reason to even know each other. But when love walks out and a new face walks in, emotions can turn explosive. Especially when that love was Teyana Taylor. And for months, the public had been watching quietly, waiting for something like this to happen. Nobody expected it to unfold this fast, or this publicly. It all started with a glance. Just a moment. That's what multiple eyewitnesses have said. They were both at the same private event in downtown Los Angeles. Industry only. Invite only. Music people, TV people, no press, no noise. It was supposed to be a chill night. No drama, no mess. But then the night started wrapping up, and everyone headed out toward the valet area to grab their cars. That's when things shifted. Teyana had already left. That part's important. Some say she left early on purpose. Others think she had no idea they were both going to be there. Either way, when Aaron walked out through the front doors and saw Iman standing there, just a few feet away, the air changed. Not loud, not aggressive, just heavy. Like two storms facing off before the lightning starts. People standing nearby noticed it right away. Aaron looked down at his phone, but you could tell he was tense. Iman, on the other hand, didn't move. Just stared for a second. Arms crossed. Chest out. It wasn't theatrical. It was subtle, but you could feel it. And then, something was said. We don't know what. Nobody had their phones up at that exact moment. But several people say Aaron muttered something under his breath. Not loudly. Just enough for Iman to hear. Maybe it was slick. Maybe it was emotional. But it hit a nerve. Iman stopped at his tracks, turned, and said, "Say that again?" His voice wasn't yelling, but it was sharp. That kind of tone that makes everyone nearby pause. Aaron looked up, locked eyes. And that was it. Something in both of them shifted. Years of emotion between them, even if they'd never actually sat in a room together. Years of pain, pride, love, resentment. And now it was bubbling over. Within seconds, voices rose. Not screaming, but loud enough for people around them to pull out phones. The first clips show a crowd starting to form. Not huge, but enough to tell this wasn't some quiet chat. Aaron steps forward. Iman stands his ground. There's a bit of finger pointing, Aaron raising his hand in that frustrated, "I'm not backing down" kind of way. Iman claps back with body language, chin up, hands clenched, shoulders forward. Then it happened. It wasn't a punch. It wasn't dramatic. But there was contact. Chest bump. Shove. A quick lunge forward. One of Iman's boys, in a red jacket, jumped between them, trying to hold him back. Aaron stepped to the side, like he wasn't backing off. A woman screamed. You can hear it in one of the videos. Somebody call the police. And someone did. Within minutes, flashing blue and red lights lit up the lot. 2 squad cars pulled in. Sirens weren't on, but the energy was already charged. Police stepped out fast, breaking up the circle of people who had gathered. One officer directed Iman to the left, another walked Aaron off to the right. Hands weren't cuffed, but things were serious. Both men looked tense, angry, breathing heavy, and still not saying much. Cops asked for IDs, spoke to the valet team, interviewed bystanders, and someone pulled up the clip that had already made it to Instagram. That's how fast it all spread. One girl in a blue dress had filmed the whole thing from the back, slightly shaky, but clear enough to show the physical part. Officers watched it, nodded, and kept asking questions. Still, nobody was arrested. Not that night, but a report was filed. And that's when social media exploded. Within the hour, clips were everywhere. Twitter threads, TikTok drama breakdowns, people captioning the videos with wild headlines like Tayana's ex and new man throw hands in public, or Iman and Aaron snap, Tayana in the middle again. Hashtags trended instantly. Everyone had an opinion, but nobody had the full story. What got even messier was the lip reading. You know how the internet works. People slowed the footage down frame by frame, trying to decode every word. One video claimed Iman said, "She's still my family, you'll never be that." Another claimed Aaron responded with, "She don't even speak your name anymore." Are those the real words? Maybe. Maybe not. But the idea stuck. People believed it. And once something feels true on the internet, it becomes truth. By the next morning, fans were divided. Half were riding with Iman. They said he was defending his family, his kids, his history. That seeing his ex-wife's new man stepping out like he belonged there was too much. That real men stand their ground when they feel disrespected. The other half? They were on Aaron's side. Said he didn't start anything. That he was being antagonized by the ex. That he's the one with Tayana now, so of course Iman was bitter. And then there were the people who just wanted peace. The ones who said both men needed to grow up, that the fight was embarrassing, especially in public. That black men should be showing unity, not aggression. That Tayana deserved better than two men acting like they were fighting for possession. And honestly, they weren't wrong. But the silence that followed? That's what really got people talking. Neither Aaron nor Iman said a single word. No statements. No posts. No follow-up. Just radio silence. But Tayana, she broke the quiet. She didn't speak directly about the fight. But that same night, she posted a plain black screen to her Instagram story. Just 2 words. Pray for peace. That was it. No explanation. But the message hit hard. People took it as confirmation that she knew what happened. That she was hurt, embarrassed, tired. Some fans begged her to speak out. Others told her to stay out of it. Some blamed her. Others defended her. It was chaos. And through it all, Tayana said nothing more. Behind the scenes, though, there were whispers. Someone close to the event told a blog that Iman had been holding back a lot of emotion for months. That even though he and Tayana were no longer together, seeing her build something with Aaron stung more than he wanted to admit. That he wasn't expecting to see Aaron that night, and when he did, all that pain came to the surface. Another source claimed Aaron had been dealing with passive-aggressive energy from Iman for a while. That he didn't want to beef, but he wasn't going to let himself be punked in public. That maybe both men came into that moment already on edge. Already tired of pretending to play it cool. Still, that doesn't excuse what happened. Not when police had to be called. Not when it happened in front of fans, industry people, and young artists who looked up to them both. Not when the videos are being used for clout and gossip. Not when kids might see it online and think violence is how you protect love. And yet, this is exactly what makes the whole thing feel real. Because let's be honest, this isn't just another flashy celebrity meltdown we scroll past. This is what happens when love breaks down behind closed doors, when silent resentment builds up like a ticking time bomb, and when pride starts speaking louder than logic. This isn't just gossip. It's heartbreak in HD. When two men, who once had no reason to even know each other, suddenly find themselves thrown into the same emotional war zone, you know something bigger is boiling underneath. It's not about who swung first, who shouted the loudest, or who posted what cryptic caption on Instagram. It's about pain. It's about betrayal. About that unbearable feeling of being replaced, ignored, or worse, disrespected publicly. One man holding it in too long, the other pushing too far. The result? A total explosion, and now the whole world's watching the flames. And still, everyone's hungry for answers. Will charges be pressed? Are the police quietly building a case behind the scenes? Will one of them break their silence on camera and finally expose what really went down? Or will Tayana drop a truth bomb of her own and flip the whole narrative? Because right now, this isn't just scandal, This is a slow-burning fire, and people want the next spark. What's tragic is that this didn't have to go public. But now that it has, there's no turning back. Feelings have been hurt. Reputations are at stake. And whether the world ever finds out the full truth or not, something irreversible has already happened. This isn't over. Not by a long shot.